Well, hey, alright, check it out. New blades from Wood-Mizer. I think those are 4-degree 055 double hard Wood-Mizers in there. They've been on back order for a while. Glad to see those have got delivered today. Been looking for them. Friends, welcome back to the Sawmill. It's December the 13th, and by the time you guys are seeing this, we should be at 99,000 subscribers. So hopefully, I was hoping to get to 100,000 by the end of the year, but it's coming faster than I thought. I think we'll be here by Christmas. So I appreciate everybody supporting this channel, and you people that's been sharing it with other people. I really appreciate that. It's helping us out a lot here. That was my overall goal when I started this YouTube channel back in November of 2015. I think it's when the first video came out. One man logging. Go back and watch that one. I've came a long way since then on my video work. It's kind of hard to watch though. So on the Sawmill today, friends, we got a white pine. We'll be doing 2x4s on this one. Right behind it is 2 more white pines, a yellow pine behind it actually. Do 4x4s on it for the timber frame, and there's a white oak back there. I have no idea what to do with that one. It's pretty small. And more white pine behind that. Now, I know I've showed 2x4s 100 times on this channel. And the reason we're doing this video today, I'm going to try to throw in some Q&A throughout this video. We got a lot of questions here recently from new subscribers about this LT40 wide head. And a lot of questions about that debarker. We'll run that debarker here in a few minutes without the Sawmill going, so you guys can see firsthand what it does and how it makes this nice line on the side of the timber for the blade to follow in. And that's what it's doing. It's cutting a line of bark off your timber. That way your blade on the idle side, get that right, the blade enters on this idle side. It does not have to hit any bark. Therefore your blade is going to stay sharper longer. It's also getting dirt out of there, any kind of rocks or debris, and that's all that stuff out of there. And also, friends, stay tuned, because in some point of this video, when I need to take a break, we're going to jump into TYM and head over to my neighbor's farm and go check something out that might interest you guys. It's probably something that most of you people have never seen before. It's something I've never seen before in person, only on TV and on the internet. It's pretty interesting. And one more note here and we'll get started. I watched Jeremiah Johnson last night for about the 500th time. So I got up this morning, I was either going to run the Sawmill or go up to the woods and kill some coyotes and start a fire. I'd rather run the Sawmill. Probably the most asked question we get from new subscribers is, what in the world is this right here? My buddy Brian down in Texas named these wind chimes after we installed them. These are drag bat fenders that go on an LT70 Wood-Mizer. They do not go on an LT40, but we retroed this one to fit on mine. My buddy Freddie done some welding up here and moved this over about 4 inches to make it fit properly. And this right here has only one purpose: to guide the boards back. So when I drag those boards back with the arm, if a board is inside of here, it keeps the board from going sideways. These only go, front and back. They will not go sideways. So when the board gets trapped in here, like so, and it's getting dragged back, it can't go sideways. It has to come perfectly straight back to me at the operator station. Ends right here is the debarker, and it's pretty simple. It's spring loaded. You can move it wherever you want it on your log, and it's got a spring up there, so when you tension it against the timber, it stays where it's supposed to be going. Right here's the blade. It's not really sharp at all. It's just kind of a blunt edge right there, but it's doing just enough to take the bark off in front of the blade. That way you got a clear path for that blade to go into, which is what I was talking about earlier, which keeps your blades sharper longer. So we'll get it turned on here and you guys can see it running. And it does a good job. I don't know how many horsepower this is. Probably, actually I do right there. It's on the label, 3/4. Just enough to get that bark off. It doesn't take much to get bark off of a log. Friends, I made one cut with that blade and she's had enough, so we'll try one of these new ones here. This is a 4-degree 055 on the thickness. We were sawing with an 045, same hook angle, 4 degrees. This one's a little bit thicker. I'll throw this one on and we'll get it going. See you guys back in just a second. Alright friends, it never fails, and for you guys out there that run sawmills, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll be sawmilling, you'll get several hundred board feet going. I average about 500 board feet per blade, sometimes less, something like that, but I don't do a lot of large beams and stuff like that. It's mostly just 1-inch boards or slabs. Some guys get a lot more than that, and more power to you. But it never fails. You'll try to push that blade as much as you can, and you'll put a fresh one on there, and my goodness, it's just so nice. It cuts like a, a hot knife through butter. It goes through these knots like nothing. This is a 4-degree 55 blade, friends. I think I've said that about 10 times in this video. There's some major knots on here. This knot right here is about 4 inches. 2 3-inch knots right there. On the far end, there's several knot clusters. They're flat. There's nothing going on there. There's no deviation. There's no, no taking a dive. There's nothing. And a knot on pine, friends, is extremely hard, even though this is a softwood. These 55 thickness blades, friends, are the real thing. If you're running sawmills out there, I would seriously think about pulling a 55 thickness blade if your sawmill can handle it. You need a good amount of horsepower to pull that thick blade. And my goodness, it's just amazing when you go through these knots. And that's one of the major problems people have with sawmilling on these forums, is taking dives. You get yourself an 055 blade, that's going to help solve that problem sooner than later. You need at least 25 horsepower, in my opinion, to pull a blade like that. There's not much left here besides taking one more bark cut off the bottom. Is that right? Yes, we've got one more cut on the bottom. We'll take one of those and square this thing up and get it ready for 2x4s on pattern mode. That goes really fast. But before we do that, I'm gonna run in the house and grab a snack. My wife is making sausage balls today. So you know how good those are if you live in the South. They're delicious. So I'm gonna grab a snack and I'll come back out here and we'll go ahead and jump in the tractor before it gets dark. We're gonna take a look at my neighbor's structure down here and we'll come back up here and finish off his pine. Check this out. This is an old barn on my neighbor's farm right beside us. I've been eyeing this place since we moved in here about 2 years ago. So there's nothing real special about the outer shell. It's pretty much just a pole barn. There's a lot of good wood left on it. This wood siding is still in good shape. And a lot of really nice beams up here at the top. This one right here goes the full length of the barn actually. It's really nice. Some good material still up there. The roof is coming off. So that's one of the reasons why we're going to take this down for him. There's a lot of good material in here. And I used to take barns down quite often a few years ago. I've not done it in a while. But this one's going to be pretty nice because it's so close to home. We're outside and here's just a regular pole barn. Then inside of it, in the middle, is a square structure, and it's hand-hewn logs. I mean, it's got corner joints and everything, friends. Check that out. You know, but there's no chinking in there, so I'm pretty sure this wasn't made to live in or nothing like that. It's all open. And sometime, I can't remember, he said a long time ago, his wife's father actually built a shop right here inside of this barn. This is an old body shop, and it goes back in there around the timber, but that's not original to this barn. This was added, you know, later on after this thing was built. But check that out. There's a lot of good timber still left in here. And I should have came down here before the sun went down. Kind of hard to see everything. Let me get over here. You guys can see what's going on. Has anybody ever seen a barn like this before? And if so, what was the use of it? Because I'm sure they done this for a reason right here. Because they took a lot of time in doing the joinery right here on the corners. And there's some missing actually right here on this back side. You can see the stud wall right here where his shop was inside there. Gosh, it's dark out here. This is terrible lighting. So sooner than later, friends, we'll be getting in here and tearing this thing down. And more importantly, taking all these logs to the sawmill and doing either boards or mantles. A lot of boards. There's a lot of lumber in this stuff, guys, and it looks like mostly hardwood. This is probably the best view of the barn. I'm back here on the back side where the gable is falling in up there. As you can see, we're losing metal, we're losing material. As water gets to that stuff up there, guys, it's only a matter of time before it starts to rot. As you can see, right there's that structure right there in the middle. And my best guess is they built this in the middle to hang tobacco in. I could be totally wrong. So like I was saying earlier, anybody have a similar barn like this on their property, let me know down in the comments what it was used for. And it's getting pretty dangerous, guys. Look up here on that far corner. It's leaning out way over the side right there. What we're probably gonna do is come in here and remove the siding. Then I'll get the tractor and pull these corner posts and just let this thing fall down. I'm not going to get on that roof with that metal being like it is and try to piece it down. So it'll be a really interesting project, guys. Looking forward to getting this thing up to the sawmill. A lot of good logs in there.